While you can convert your images to black and white using Camera Raw, you can also use the black and white adjustment layer in Photoshop and then customize that conversion with masking or changing opacity or even blend modes. From the bottom of the Layers panel, I'm going to click on the Add Adjustment Layer icon, and I'll choose the black and white adjustment layer. We can try some of the different presets. For example, the blue filter will make the blue door lighter, or we could choose the red filter, which would make the red areas lighter. We can also click and drag any of the sliders here, which will change the way that a color range is converted to grayscale. So moving it to the left will darken it, moving it to the right will lighten it. We could also use the on-screen adjustment. I'll select that, click in the door area, and then drag to the left to darken the blues, or drag to the right in order to lighten them. I'll go ahead and keep the blues lightened, and then click again in the brick area and just drag to the left in order to darken that. Now, the benefit of using adjustment layers is we can also lower the opacity of that layer in order to hide the black and white adjustment layer and see some of the color from the layer below. Of course, we don't have to decrease the opacity of the entire layer. We could use masking as well. So I'll tap the M key to select the Marquee tool, and we'll just make a quick selection around the door area. And then I'll choose Edit and Fill, and I'll fill this area with black, and that's going to hide the adjustment layer so that we can see the color from the layer below. I'll use Command D on Mac to deselect, or Control D on Windows. I probably want to go to the mask and just add a bit of a feather so that we can soften the edge between the area that's being affected and that that's not. Now, a moment ago, I changed the opacity slider, which is going to change the opacity for the entire black and white adjustment layer. But I also want to point out that there's a density slider that will change the density of the mask on the adjustment layer. So right now the mask is black and white, and where the mask is black, it is hiding the adjustment layer. If I want to reveal the adjustment layer a little bit by making the mask gray, then I just need to slide the density slider, and as if I move it all the way to the left, well, then it becomes white, and we're seeing the black and white adjustment layer at 100%. But we can back off on that if we just need to adjust the density of the mask. All right, I'm going to put that back up to 100%, and I'm going to change the blend mode of this adjustment layer. In this case, I'm going to bring it to luminosity, which you might find odd because if we think about it, the black and white adjustment layer is changing from black and white to color. But if I change it to luminosity and we fill the mask, this time I'm going to fill it with white just to make sure that we can see the effects of the adjustment layer. Because it's set to luminosity mode, if we look at the color sliders, the image will retain the color values, but I can use the sliders here to lighten or darken any of the color ranges in the image without actually taking the image to grayscale. So there you go, a great way to convert your images to black and white, either globally or locally, or just use the black and white adjustment layer to change the way that the luminosity values in the image are changed to grayscale while maintaining color.